college football fans out there once again. It's Stuart V, K-Stu the GOAT for Venom Sports, and we're going to talk about UCF. UCF is trying to plead their case. They feel, why do we keep getting left out of the college football playoff? Well, UCF, I feel you. I really do. I feel you. You beat Auburn a couple of years ago a year ago in the Peach Bowl. And I get it. Auburn was somewhat one of the hottest teams in the country at that time. And you felt, man, you know what? We beat them, right? SEC West champs. We beat them. So we deserve our recognition and potentiality to be in the college football playoff. But UCF, I'm going to tell you why you are not there. First of all, you are in the American Conference. I'm not saying you play who you are scheduled to play. But most of those teams that you play are homecoming teams to teams in the Power 5. Until you're out of that conference and until you play real deal ACC, SEC, Big 12 champions on a week in, week out basis, you ain't getting in the college football playoffs. But what you are going to be able to do, you're going to be able to go to like the Sugar Bowl or the Peach Bowl, and you're going to be able to make some money. But as far as being a contender, as long as this is a 4-team college football playoffs, you ain't getting in there. I'm going to tell you why I don't believe let's just say UCF, if they played let's just say the SEC East, for example. First of all, you're going to have 3 losses at least. You're going to lose to Kentucky. You're probably going to lose to Georgia. Or you're obviously going to lose to Georgia. And you're going to lose to Florida. This is in-season play. You're going to have at least 3 losses. So guess what? You're not going to the college football playoff. See, it's a difference between playing Power 5 week in and week out versus going through your little American Athletic Conference and getting some rest for over a month, being able to watch thorough film study and be able to pick off LSU or Auburn because they kind of don't care. A lot of those players are headed to the NFL. They're not about to get hurt because you want to come into this game and prove that you should have been in the playoffs. But the body of work, UCF, that's why you're not there. It's not that, yeah, you win, and that's great. But until you are not in that conference, you can forget it. You're going to be singing this song every year. It's not fair, but life is not fair. You know, it's not fair that you're in this conference and, you know, you just so happen to start having some pretty good football teams. Then you got to think about, okay, if you're playing Power 5 ball, you're playing some real ball on a week in and week out basis. Injuries. These SEC West and East teams and ACC and Pac-12, you know, the rigors of the schedule make these guys more injury prone. That changes the whole trajectory of the season. For the most part, UCF doesn't have to deal with that. They breeze through their schedule. Memphis, you know, South Florida, FIU, all these homecoming teams. And then they get into they're undefeated, and then they come arguing. And the crazy part about it is each year when they have had a chance to schedule, say, even a lower tier ACC team like Georgia Tech or North Carolina, some storm comes through and they ain't got to play them. So we don't even know if you can beat them. So UCF, you might as well stop crying, stop pleading, stop having these mythical national championships, because your body of work schedule-wise does not dictate you deserving to be in the college football playoff. It just doesn't. It's not your fault. And at this point, you're winning so much, nobody wants to play you. Do you think Florida wants to schedule a home-to-home with UCF? No. No. Not that they're so much afraid that they're going to lose, but what if you do? That game is pointless. In-state game, lower tier conference. It would be a recruiting disaster if they lost. So UCF, you're in a rock and a hard place. Until you do whatever procedure-wise you have to do to get out of that conference, I would even say UCF will be a wonderful, play a wonderful role in the ACC, you know. But until they make that move, it's going to be like this every year. They can win consecutively for the rest of their tenure as a football team. And until they start playing Power 5 ACC teams or SEC teams on a weekend, Big East teams on a weekend and week out basis, they're going to be consistently left out. And they might as well stop the argument because no one hears you. You can beat LSU in this bowl game, and it still is not going to prove that you deserve to be in the college football playoff. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, you're not going to be there. Chances are you got a good chance to beat LSU. You know, it's time of year where, you know, these highly talented players are like, no, I'm not playing in this game. I don't want to get hurt. So you might sneak up on LSU and win. But trust me, UCF, that's not going to solidify your place. And it's not going to justify why you should have been in the college football playoff. Once again, it's Case through the GOAT, Stuart V for Venom Sports. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below what team or what topic you want to hear about next. You all take it easy and have a good day. And man, my bad, UCF. It's just not happening for you.